They have tried to bribe me with trillions of naira. Instead of addressing the reason, I am telling you the fact, they have, just last week, I got the information that they are ready to make me the richest man in Africa. I said to them, does it mean that you people are not even interested in releasing Mazi Nnamdi Kanu? Because that is what it means. I gave a simple demand: release Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, and then we can see how far we can go with that. And that particular demand continues to stand. Otherwise, Biafrans will continue to hit you the hardest way. As it turned out, our host for this convention, Finland, fought their own war for their own freedom. Most people of this world fight to the end when faced with threat to their survival and well-being. You can't call me a terrorist and then praise Mandela. You can't call me a terrorist and make Gandhi a legend. However, my dream is to become more powerful than them. Because I know Nigeria is the most complex, complicated country, and I am fighting it in the same complicated way. I told them I will remain the equation they will never solve. Some of you may not understand. The reason why you are in Finland today is not just a coincidence. It is something that God has planned for many years. I don't care how the Webster or Oxford Dictionary define agitation. Based on our life experience, I stand here today to define agitation as a natural adaptation to threat to our survival and well-being. So it is normal to agitate. What is abnormal is not agitating in the face of threat to one's survival and well-being. Woe unto those that have chosen to keep mute while millions of their compatriots undergo unimaginable inhuman treatment on the scale Nigeria has imposed on our people. And there is many such people. During our preparation for the opening of the Biafra Administrative Office in Baltimore, United States, we wrote letters to the community. One church, Trinity Church, Baltimore, asked us, "You are not the only people from that country in this church. Why is it that you are not only, you are the only one talking about it?" Because the people in the church never cared. They are in the United States and they are living comfortably well. By the time the pastor saw the scale of the government-sponsored genocide in the land, he was overwhelmed and asked, "Does the U.S. government know about this?" The U.S. ambassador to Nigeria, Mary Beth Leonard, should answer the question. Of course, these are the people that are corrupt. If Finland is a corrupt country, by now, a lot of things would have happened. Or you know. And I will be in this country and liberate Biafra. Also, the U.S. Secretary of State, Anthony Blinken, whose first action as Secretary of the State was to remove Nigeria from the list of countries where Christians are persecuted. That should answer the question as well. I want to remind you that Secretary Blinken removed Nigeria while he was on the way to Nigeria. He didn't even arrive in Nigeria before he removed Nigeria from the list. That's a sign of corruption. Of course, when he came to Finland, we submitted letter to him. Whether he received the letter is a story for another day. But we submitted the letter to him. The U.S. government knows about the killing, but they prefer not to do anything and not to give it publicity. Because we have researched what America did during the Biafra War, and we know what to do. And what we have to do is to continue to fight Nigeria with everything we have. And the way we are going to fight Nigeria is not the way we fought Nigeria in 1967. We are fighting them systematically. We will see them, they will not see us. They understand that publicizing it will result in the citizens forcing them to do something. It was in response to publicity of the Biafra War in 1967 to 1970 that Bruce Merrock, aged 20 and a student at Columbia University, New York, on May 29, 1969, set himself ablaze at the UN building in New York City. The UN, Bruce, shortly after he died from the burns injury, as a 20-year-old and her of an infant family, Merrock, Fortunoff, he had a bright future ahead of him. He did not have to do what he did. But seeing the senseless massacre of Biafra during the Nigeria-Biafra Civil War was more than he could handle. And we dedicated our administrative office in the United States to him. He could not understand why the world, and in particular, the United States of America, could let extreme wickedness go on for so long as obnoxious image of man, inhumanity to man, as exemplified by death and destruction, and millions of Biafran children dying from kwashiorkor were shown on television around the world. This something that people did not know was that America was actually doing something, but we didn't know about it. The people piloting the Biafra war didn't have knowledge about what was going on. The United States had to turn down Gowon requests not to send aid to Biafra. Things were actually turning to the Biafra side. Gowon had knowledge because of the saboteurs that are close to the American government, but Ojukwu didn't have access. So as this was going on, when Gowon knew that America was turning its back, he hurriedly deceived the people on ground to give up the war. And that was actually what happened. So America, although they started reacting late, but whether they were actually doing something for Biafra, yes, we have come across the secret document. The difference is that this time around, we are going to fight Nigeria systematically.